What's up everybody, it's June 24th, 2016 and it's time for today's episode of Level Up, our daily video game news show where we bring you the latest and greatest stories from within the industry. And my god, June 24th is going to live long in the history books, not for video games, but for Britain. Britain has voted to leave the EU. Now, this isn't a political show. I'm not going to give my political opinions on it, although I think it's an absolutely outrageous decision, but I'm not going to go into details why. We're going to talk about how it could affect the game industry, because there are going to be big ramifications here. The industry is already starting to react to it, and they're saying that the uncertainty that it's going to create is really, really unwelcome. Now, a little bit of history about why this is going to be a big problem is in the EU, the video game industry in the UK gets a lot of kind of incentives and grants from the European Union in order to develop these beautiful games that they make. Now, with them leaving the EU, there's no guarantee that the UK is necessarily going to give them that money. Now, hopefully, I like to think this is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I hope that the UK government is smart enough to give them the money. But then again, you see the certain people that are in charge and what they're saying. Who knows? Now, this is a big thing. We're talking. Was it 30? I think it's 30,000 jobs in the industry. Yeah, up to 30,000 jobs in the industry. Which are in the UK, and like I said, over $1 billion. You think of, just right off the top of my head, the first one I'm thinking of is Playground Games, makers of Forza Horizon. Fantastic game. We saw it at E3. It's coming out later this year. They're under threat. There's way more that I could go through. You know, Gorilla Cambridge, etc., etc. But the biggest problem with this as well is not just the fact that the games are made there. It's an industry that's very, very reliant on exports, because most of their games are sold throughout the world. You know, Britain obviously is a pretty sustainable, or pretty sizable rather, section of the industry. But you compare it to like the UK, the US, and it's nothing. Germany is also a really big market, and the rest of Europe. So this is going to have big ramifications. So hopefully, it will be okay. But at the moment, yeah, they have a favourable tax environment. They have a lot of tax breaks. And really, really hope that the UK will continue to support this, because there are a lot of fantastic studios in the UK. And there's also the talent that comes in from Europe to work at these studios aren't quite so easily going to be able to get jobs there now. You know, they're going to need to apply for visas and get them, and it's not always going to be straightforward. So hopefully, I mean, talented people will always find their way around, but hopefully these studios that exist, they can stay together. Codemasters is another big one that is based in the UK. Obviously, recently took over Evolution, and one of the largest racing studios. So really hope that people recognise how important video games are, and that the industry will continue to thrive in Britain. But obviously at the moment this is years and years away from actually kind of being a reality, but it's definitely something that creates a lot of uncertainty, and a lot of people are going to be worried about it right now. But anyway, on a happier note, let's move on to some other news, and let's talk about new video game consoles. We already saw Project Scorpio at E3. We know that PS4 Neo is going to be a real thing. One thing we also know is that the Nintendo NX is a real thing. It's coming. It's going to be Nintendo's next big console. Probably their last chance, really, in the hardware console industry. They did get an endorsement, though, from one of third-party publishers today. Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, their president, has confirmed that they, quote, have a great relationships with all the console platforms. We believe we play a role in each of them. So yeah, he's really behind the NX. They were behind, remember, Warner Brothers were early adopters to the Wii U, bringing the likes of an Arkham game there. And it's good. Nintendo do need to secure third parties, but no disrespect to Warner Brothers, but they really are the fifth third party publisher. You know, I mean, what they really need, they need the EAs, they need the Activisions, they need the Ubisofts. Even Bethesda now. Bethesda are really starting to up their game in the publisher department. But yeah, that's what they really need to land: a Ubisoft or an EA. Activision have a couple of big games, but really, in terms of volume of games, those are the ones that they need to land. They're going to take some convincing, because why would they make more games for that platform? Because they're doing perfectly fine on PS4 and Xbox One, and even PC to some extent. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but I really hope for the industry's health that NX succeeds, because the more competition we have, the better everything becomes. So we will have to wait and see what other people say on it. But this is a step in the right direction that Nintendo at least have the backing of Warner Brothers, so like makers of the Batman games. They've also got the Lego games, and also NetherRealm, who are the makers of Mortal Kombat and the Injustice games. Those sorts of games are ones that we can look forward to seeing on the NX in the near future. Let's go back over to Microsoft and to Xbox One, and there's big news coming for fans of Halo. The largest expansion to Halo 5 since its release is coming next week on June 29th. This is, again, a free expansion. All of their expansions have been free. The way they make all their post-release money is through kind of microtransactions, which are entirely optional, but they are there. This is going to be called Warzone Firefight, and in order to celebrate the release of this big expansion, they're going to make Halo 5 free for everyone to play from June 29th through to July 5th. So just over a week from, or just for about a week from next week. And in addition to that, the game will be discounted by 50%. So if you're enjoying it and you want to carry on, make sure you then click the buy button to buy it and save yourself some money. So we're going to see in this big addition, in addition to the expansion, 3 new multiplayer maps, which looks really cool, including 2 for Warzone and 1 for Arena. And then there's going to be new wrecks, including armor sets, Covenant vehicles, weapon variants, and more. Really good that they continue to support this game. And like I said, it's all for free. It's, in terms of value for money, it's got to be one of the best games out there. So if you're a fan of multiplayer shooters, you've probably already got Halo 5, but if you haven't, now would be a good time to jump on it. Talking of Xbox, we know that every now and then they continue to roll games out to the backwards compatibility program, and just thought I'd quickly announce here that quite a big game has come to the lineup in Fallout New Vegas. So this was the previous Fallout game that came before Fallout 4. Obviously it wasn't made by Bethesda Game Studios. This one was made by Obsidian, but a lot of people really dug this game. I played a little bit of it, didn't play a huge amount, but from what I did play, it was very enjoyable. So if Fallout 4 was your first experience and you really enjoyed it, by no means would you be kind of going backwards if you played this new game, because Fallout 4 wasn't a huge technical leap forward. This is just more Fallout, and a lot of people actually still prefer New Vegas to Fallout 4. So that's a really good one. There were a couple of other games announced. I Am Alive, Joe Danger, Comic Jumper, Blood Knights, nothing huge there. But if you missed last week as well, Left 4 Dead and Portal 2, both very good games, are also available on backwards compatibility. So good that Microsoft continues to support that. If you are a fan of those games or haven't checked them out, make sure you do. And the final news item of today surrounds a small little game you may have heard of called Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Anyone in their 20s probably played this game, Modern Warfare 4, or Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, came out in 2007, so 9 years ago. We remember they're remastering the game this year. It's going to come with Infinite Warfare. And the original founders of Infinity Ward, Vince Zampella, has reacted to this and put his on-the-record statement to the remaster. And it was, quote, "Don't fuck it up." Brilliant. Absolutely love this. And he even says, "That's my on-the-record response. I rang them up and said, honestly, don't fuck it up. It's a huge part of people's gaming memories." And he's right, this game is iconic. This is what catapulted Call of Duty into the phenomenon that it is today. We've seen a few stills from it, a couple of short videos. It does look better. Hopefully they still capture the essence of it. Sometimes we've seen with Tony Hawk's where remaster doesn't quite work out. But a lot of people I know are excited to play this, and hopefully for people who enjoyed the game back in 2007, this will be a great trip down memory lane. And if you haven't played it, you can maybe go and check it out and find out where the Call of Duty phenomenon came from. And that's it for today. So let me know down below what you think about this. I don't want a big political argument in my comments, not that people watch this or comment anyway. But yeah, let me know if you have any fears about the gaming industry going forward with this Brexit. But more importantly, let me know what you think about the new Halo expansion. Are you excited for it? Are you looking forward to the Modern Warfare remaster? And what do you think about the NX? How important Is Warner Brothers, do they matter, or is it really EA and Ubisoft that they need to claim? Let me know with your comments down below. But thank you for watching. As always, everyone, make sure you have a really good weekend. We'll be back on Monday with more news for you guys. So thanks for watching. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you next time.